Hello and welcome to CassLea Business Talks for the 20th of November. My name is Cassie Madden and I run the CassLea Maritime business, which is a sole trader business that I began back in 2016, and we are a consulting firm and we consult on maritime business and also general business, trade and other things as well. So I have a very varied background that covers everything from information management, maritime history, and everything else in between. So I'm hoping to use all my skills and talent from my varied and interesting background to present some business ideas for you today. I have a number of sessions that we're holding, and today's session we're going to be talking through some general business ideas. So I have created a CassLea business ideas handout, which is on the website. So I'll provide some links to that, and people can walk through that if they wish as well. So it gives businesses room to write down their own business challenges and ideas that they are thinking of. So on the actual handout, it's also got a link to a previous talk that I did as well. So the whole idea of the handout is to just get you thinking about business and your daily operations and challenges and write them all down as a whole business, and then which is what is very important, and then general business ideas. So looking at your business, thinking of specific departments and individuals and areas that you find challenging, difficult, want to improve, and then going from there. So today we're going to be talking about this particular area of the talks, which is general business ideas, and going from there. So this is where you might want to stop and start jotting down some of the challenges and issues you're facing within your business. So if you work in the HR department, you might think, well, we're not doing this very well, we might be doing this better. Just things that really are impacting your personal business at this stage. So that's something you might want to think about right now, is just writing that down and considering the different issues that your function and your company is going through at the moment. So we're going to be talking about the department groups. So here in the business, I mean, where you have an administration team, you have a legal department, you have an environmental department, you have an IT department, an operations department, and what each of those can do to help improve your business operations. So you might want to start by thinking about some of your policies and procedures and reviewing those. As an example, in your company, when you look at your daily operations manual, for example, when staff come into your office, what do they do? What are they required to do? Do they go and check their emails? Do they go and talk to different staff within the office? What is their function, and what are the daily operations and processes that they have to do every day? Go through and start reviewing that as on a team level. So you might consider modifying activities. So what do your staff do that is duplicated? Do you have two team members who do the same task that isn't need to be done by two team members, for example? How many people need to check the emails in the morning? When they're sending out group emails, do they need to CC a lot of people into those emails? Things like that. Is it really necessary that everyone in that particular team knows that particular activity? What are your team members doing that is really costly and could be reduced? What is not needed? How long does it take you to do those tasks? Is it really process driven? How many steps in the chain do you have to go through? And also with this, we're looking at compliance and legal aspects as well. So consider that as well, obviously. And that's also a good place to start. Think about what are your legal requirements and compliance that you have to have within your company, and then go from there. So for example, you need approval from this person. This task has to be done because of the legal compliance aspect and for your daily business operations, and then work from there. So what can be modified that's not going to be impacting that legal compliance aspect and the risk component and all the rest of it? It's really important. I find so many businesses have such big, heavy processes that aren't even really required. And it's just, if you could just save that little bit of time, even automating that particular process. So can you then go and review your policies? Like, as most businesses do, they review their policies. Can they be modified or changed in any way as part of their normal review and then additional reviews as well? So that's something that I always like to start with. Now, I can't give specifics here because I don't know your particular business. I only know until I come into your business and actually consult for you. But what you can do is start by examining your business operations, what you do every day, what different departments do, what the legal requirements are that are needed, what your operations are, what your actual business does on a day-to-day basis, and then work around that. So based on your clients' needs, your internal needs, your compliance issues, all that kind of thing and needs. So go through, work out what your business does, how you can best service your customer, what you do, what your compliance aspects are, and what you need to do to be compliant while servicing your customers in the best way. And then go through and start reviewing your internal teams and start by going through all your daily manuals, your processes and policies, and what you can do to help modify those and make your staffing better, your business run more efficient, and go from there. So that's something you might want to stop here and just write down all the different ideas that you can think of right now that are impacting your business. So, for example, your teams come in the morning. What is it they do? What is it they're required to do for the best possible outcome for your business? And what could be done better by that department or that team? During your review of your policies, how can they also be modified to better meet your business needs as well? Go through each policy and review those. We're moving on to cost savings. So the first thing is review your policies and procedures and review your daily teams and departments and what they could be doing better. And as part of that review of your teams and departments, oftentimes businesses decide they're going to do a big review of their departments and get rid of this team and get this other staff team doing this work. And oftentimes they make incorrect decisions. So just be really, 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 really thorough with your own internal reviews as well. Cost savings. This is something that a lot of companies try to do often. What is it that you can do as a company to reduce your expenditure and make more profit and all the rest of it? So the obvious things that you can think of. You might also want to pause here and start writing down start with three things that your company could do to help reduce your costs in your company. So, for example, could you have a better office location, a new and cheaper facilities within your firm, cheaper rates and deals so you can you reduce your rental contract, the cost of your rent for your premises? Can you change locations? Be careful here because you might have already done that and you're still not getting the best financial deal for your money. Rates on travel, cheaper travel deals, cheaper parking, transportation options like shipping, and post. So can you change your post providers? Can you get better deals on your fleet or whatever it is that you do as a business? So that falls under supply chain if you're going down there. Cheaper rent, cheaper technology. So you might not need all the technologies you have in your company. You might be able to get cheaper deals for that. Savings on daily things you need in your office. Like, do you really need all that stationery, those chairs, those ergonomical chairs? What is the cheapest rate for that? Desks, computers. Companies go through computers very quickly, so you really want to try to save money there if you can, because you're just going to have to try to sell them at the end and then buy more. So just, try to get a good deal with that. Also reviewing rates for your staff, your contractors. So how much do you pay your staff? Are your staff in the best position for their role? Oftentimes you get staff who are in a job that they're well and truly overskilled and qualified for, and so you're not getting value for money out of that particular staffer because they're just doing this job when they could be doing this job. They might have this skill and this qualification and these degrees, and they're not even being utilised. So just think about that when you're reviewing your cost saving and all that sort of stuff, because you might get more value. Even if you have to pay them a little bit more, you might get more value for your business. They might be able to increase your sales revenue, for example, or they might be able to help with your legal team. They might be able to help with your financial team instead of just doing whatever it is they're doing now. So they get that benefit of getting the promotion and all that, but you get the benefit of their skills and knowledge at the same time. Are you paying enough for your contractors? Are you paying too little for your contractors? When you're doing project management, are you getting a deal for money? So many times departments and companies pay so much money for this project, and then the project doesn't even end up being successful. Just be careful when you're thinking about implementing things and that you really have done the groundwork first, because you might get implement a new technology, or you might go and get a new office space somewhere, and then 2 years down the track you find out it was the worst decision you could have possibly made for your company. Especially if you're a bigger firm, this can be applied to all companies, maritime business, even offshore, onshore, all that kind of stuff. You can just sit there and start, are all my staff in the right role for their current business and for the best outcome for our business? Are they a fit for our company? That's another thing. Are the staff even a fit for your company? Because if they're not a fit and they're not really being productive, then you're paying this person to be in your firm and they're not even helping your clients, they're not helping your business operations. So just be very careful. So that's something that really irks away at me. Just go and review all these different things, and are they necessary in your firm, within your team? How can you better them overall? And that's when I normally come in and say, these are my ideas of what you could be doing relevant to your specific company. Individuals in companies is what we're going to be looking at in a minute as well. So what individual staffers can do. So reviewing your department groups and their structures, including, this falls under HR, a lot of it. So for example, as part of your daily business, do you have staff working in their correct occupations and doing the work that they are required, as I said, and all that sort of thing. So if we look at individuals, so this is just a quick overview of some ideas, thinking about, well, we've already thought of this, we've already kind of gone down this path, we've reduced our cost we've moved offices, we've got new technologies in, we've done all this. Has it worked? Are you finding that you're actually better off financially as a firm and you're getting more clients coming in? Do you have the best marketing strategy? Do you have, can you go and review that? All these different little things. Are you collaborating with your industry enough? Are you out networking at events enough? As individual departments, are you upskilling and training your own staff enough? Are you spending the money, investing money in the right areas for your best outcome the best possible outcome that you need? So again, you might want to stop here and start thinking about your individual departments and even have group little meetings. Most firms have their own innovation arms and they have their own reviews and they have consultants come in. So it's important to just make sure that you think of all these little things. Individuals in companies can also, so now moving on from teams and team-based ideas, you can have individuals in companies who can review their own tasks. So I know, when people go to work, if they're not happy, that most people go in and do their job, and sometimes they think of different ways of doing their job. And it's very important that you go in and you think, I'm not happy in this job. Why am I not happy? What can I do better to make this job fun for me to do? Am I learning? Am I stagnating in the job? Am I bored? That's something that I really find important, very much so, because you're spending 38 hours of your week or more than that in this office or on board this wherever it is you work. You really have to be happy and enjoying your job as much as you can be. So I know a lot of jobs too come with a requirement. You go in there and you do that requirement. Even then, you can think of better ways of doing that job. Even if you work in a factory or wherever, you can think, I could be doing this much better and quicker if I did it this way. You know, if I did this manual process a different way, you might think there's a better option there. You can even make your work fun and more enjoyable. So changes to individual work outputs within your organisation. Can each staffer change their daily workings and tasks or automate their tasks? And then they think, well, now, as I said in another video, if we've automated our tasks, what about our job? Now we don't have job security. That's a big thing. Well, once you've automated a section of your job, you can upskill yourself in other areas and give yourself that promotion that you need to have. Do you need to ring someone or email someone? How are you communicating with your staff? Are they happy with that communication style? You know, in an office, you might sit there and you're like right next to someone and you find yourself emailing people all day. Can you get up and just not email them anymore and just go and talk to them? Is there a compliance issue that it needs to be in writing? Things like that. How are you being productive? Are you in too many meetings all day? Why do you need to be in those meetings? Sit there and think, can I just reduce that amount of meetings? Why do I need that many meetings? Does someone need to man that particular email inbox all day? Because that would be taking up a chunk of their time. Why do they need to do that? Can't the people just go in there and find the relevant emails and then just reply themselves? Is it quicker to have someone checking those emails, though? Is it quicker to have someone formatting all the documents? Can one person think of ways to improve their own daily tasks instead of staff coming in and just doing their job? You know, even if they're like putting things, doing a basic job, what can you do to help improve that or make it more enjoyable for yourself so it helps the business bottom line and helps, you know, the overall earnings that you make? Even in government departments, you could apply these principles or these ideas anyway. And a lot of government departments do, but it doesn't seem to make much they don't implement the right solutions that they need. So it just doesn't go very far. And they have a lot of processes that they have to go through. Can they take a step out of those processes that helps improve their productivity? Can they go about their processes in a different way and have different the way things are managed within that department? There's a lot that can be changed, even for shipping firms and ports and places like that. They can go and review, do I need this particular, can I expand the port? Why am I expanding the port? Why do I need to have this facility here and not over here? Where are my inland logistics and all that sort of stuff? And those even individuals within firms can start thinking about all that. That is something that we're going to go through in another talk, because I've divided this up into sections at the moment because I thought it's just too much to go through. And as I said, as much as I would like to say, well, in your firm, you should now go and, you know, you're spending this much on your stationery and you're spending this much on buying office equipment, you could cut this equipment out. You could go and get rid of this particular database because you're not using it. That's where I need to come in and assess your business to give you that kind of specific ideas relevant to your business. So this is just a starting point of, you know, getting you thinking about where to begin, what to do and what, you know, and people say, well, we've already done this sometimes. And yes, some people have, but that hasn't actually worked in a successful way. So I think it's very important that you start at the beginning. You go through your generalized business, write down, which is in the booklet, all the issues you're having, go and review those, go and think, I don't like, you know, if you have staff coming to you saying, we hate this way we do this, we hate the system, we hate this, we hate that, you've got to fix that. Because then you have unhappy staff and then you don't get the customers. You've got to start with, why is this happening? What's going on? Review all that. Why are the products we're providing, why are they needed? How can they be improved? Why are we involved in this overall process within our firm, within our, you know, all of that sort of thing, you've got to start thinking about it in the bigger picture as well. Are we collaborating? As I said, are individuals within your firm collaborating enough with each other? Are we informing the right people within our firm? Do we really need two people to do the job that one person could be doing? In the office, do we need to be in this particular office? Could we all work from home now? Could we work from another location? Can we all just, do we have to sit here and have these particular processes that we do every single day? Things like that. Just going and reviewing everything one step at a time. It's really important to do, to get the ideas that you need. So I hope people start by just looking at their businesses and thinking, and looking at their own jobs and thinking, this is where we need to go and this is what we need to do. And, how can we improve our work outputs to reach our KPIs and reach our business objectives and all that sort of stuff? How are we going to do that better than we are now? And if you make one little improvement every week or every day, gradually you'll get there. And even if you make a mistake and you make the wrong decision and you think this is going to save us X amount of dollars, so we will go down and implement this outcome, and then you find 2 years later that hasn't worked, at least you've learnt from that outcome and you can go and move forward and try something else. You got to keep changing and keep going as well. So start by evaluating, as I said, your overall business and business teams, and then what individuals can do within those teams. I hope that this has given some people some ideas to begin. Even if they already think they've thought about some of these areas, just go back and review and think about what you can do to help your own specific business and what you need to do. So thank you very much for attending. The next talk will be on Monday, and I will be going through business processes and automation and how you can make technology improvements within your company, which hopefully will help you with all your systems and all the technology aspects of your business and how you can improve those a little bit. So thank you for attending, and I will provide links to all the workbooks, and videos will be available on YouTube all the time for anyone who wants to watch them. Thank you.